Hey guys, it's Danielle with Danielle Gets It Done, and today I'm talking about the supplements we use for our son who has sensory processing disorder and ADHD.
Gonna love you, honey, on and on and on. I'm a morning dove singing out a song.
This is an update to a video I did a few months ago with Tanya from Project Happy Home. I will link both of those videos below. She has some great supplement ideas that work for her ADHD child. I'm redoing this video because we recently got James tested for food allergies, and in doing so have kind of changed up our supplements a bit. So I wanted to show you what we found out and what we're doing differently. In my original video, I talk about the medication James is on, and that hasn't changed. So if you're interested in that, that will be linked below. So in the diagnosis process, we had the option of getting him tested for food allergies and sensitivities, and that was something that I was really interested in. It was pretty expensive. I think it was $200, but again, I obviously thought it was worth it, and we have an HSA plan, so I was able to use funds from that card. And the test itself was super easy. They just took a sample of his hair. So it was a 2-second test, and the results took a couple weeks. We got the results back, nothing crazy to be honest. He is not allergic to anything, which is good. However, he does have some high sensitivities to certain foods, which I will go through. And I would argue that the things he is sensitive to are things that most people should avoid. I guess some things are kind of controversial, but I would consider unhealthy choices. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's kind of things that we already try to avoid, but we're going to be a little more sensitive to that as well. With that being said, it's not an allergy. None of it is an allergy, and so we're not going to eliminate anything from his diet, but just try to avoid it when we can. All right, the following are things that he is pretty sensitive to. The first is MSG, which again, a lot of people try to avoid, and when she told me that, I thought, well, good, because we don't really consume a lot of MSG, but it is sneaky, especially packaged and processed foods have a lot of MSG, like even some of our hot dogs and corn dogs that he was eating has it, and so I'm just a lot more mindful of that now. Yellow dye and red dye, which a lot of ADHD kids have trouble processing, so he fits into that bucket as far as that's concerned. Again, it's something that I think we pretty much avoid, but it is in a lot of things, especially candy, so we're definitely a lot more mindful of it. NutraSweet, which hopefully he hasn't really had. I have a Diet Coke problem. He doesn't. I don't even know what that is. Xylitol? Okay, this next one, I guess was the most surprising for me, and it's sugar, but even fructose. So he even has trouble processing some fruit. So what we're doing is obviously trying to cut down sugar, and he loves fruit, so we're trying to make choices. The things she said to focus on are berries, peach, plum, and cantaloupe. Those things have less sugar than, say, an apple or banana. Green apples have less natural sugar. So we're just trying to add some of those lower sugar fruits in, and then avoid juice. We don't buy juice at home, but if we ever go out, he'll have an apple juice. So what we tell him now is that's really for special occasions, and we're just sticking with water when we can at restaurants. This next one was interesting, and that is cow's milk, cow's whey, which I'm thinking might be yogurt, and even kefir, which the kefir definitely surprised me because I've always been told that people who have a dairy sensitivity do okay with kefir, but he does not. So I was kind of vindicated about this actually, because when I first met with the nutritionist, she kind of rolled her eyes at me when I said we didn't consume a lot of dairy. So not that I'm happy he doesn't do well with it, but I did feel a little vindicated. I eat maybe 80 to 90% vegan, so I cut out dairy from my diet maybe 7 months ago. And as I was doing that, I stopped buying yogurt because I stopped eating it, and I switched over to almond milk. And I started to realize that James really preferred the almond milk. So we really don't have him eat a lot of or drink a lot of cow's milk unless we're at a restaurant. And again, when we go out to eat, he would sometimes get a milk or a juice, and now we're trying to cut that out a little bit more. The thing we do struggle with in this category is he loves an ice cream treat every once in a while. So we're trying to take that to once a week. And then I did buy some dairy-free ice cream from Target. He hasn't tried it yet, so I don't want to brag about the brand or anything until he tries it, but I think it's based on coconut milk. He has trouble processing margarine, which we don't buy margarine. Eggs, which he doesn't like eggs, so maybe he kind of figured out, you know, why. She told me one of her clients was what's it called, pescatarian. That's when they don't eat any animal product except fish. And she did this man's test, and he really had trouble processing everything but fish in the animal protein category. So some people just kind of figure it out, and he, you know, when he first started eating, he really loved eggs, but he does not like them anymore. So I feel like he figured that out. Miracle Whip and mayo. And then lastly, this we already knew because it's pretty obvious in the spring and fall, but a lot of seasonal allergies, pollen, dust, spiders, and insects. So based on those findings and some of his mineral and vitamin deficiencies, this is what we've added to his diet. She really wanted him to get some more like fish oil. So this is liquid fish oil, and he has a teaspoon of this every morning. I will link everything I can below. And it's mango flavor, which is really good because fish oil is disgusting. I'm on a DH3 right now, and even though it's vegan, it smells disgusting. I don't know what it is. So it's nice that this has like a fruity flavor. And then I just wanted to show you this. We're not a fan, but she suggested this roasted seaweed product that you can get at Target and Trader Joe's, and I'm sure other places too. I wanted to like it. It's just this really thin stuff, and it's disgusting, you guys. It dissolves really easily, so I might try to like put it on his rice or something, and maybe it'll mix in and you won't be able to taste it, but it is very fishy in a bad way. So I don't know about that. Then the last thing that we added is magnesium to his diet. So this is a powder. It does come in pill form, but they're really large pills. So we decided to do the powder. And just in the morning, we put a scoop in his water. I actually do about a half a scoop. I don't see the flavor right now, but it's a very fruity flavor. It's very sweet, and so it's a little too sweet for him. So she told me to kind of start with half a scoop and maybe work up. I think after this runs out, we would try a different flavor, maybe something that's a little less sweet, but we just put it in his little water bottle before school, and he drinks that and gets that needed magnesium into his diet. So that is everything. It was really interesting to do that test. You know, gluten is kind of the buzz thing right now, so I was curious to see if that would come up, but he is totally fine with gluten, which is nice. And like I said, the things he has trouble with are things that I kind of think a lot of people would have trouble with, but it's just good to know it officially so that we can be a little more mindful with what we choose to buy and to get when we're out to eat. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. Let me know if you or your child has been tested for food allergies. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and whatever your plans are, I hope you get them done. Bye guys.
Ooh.
want everything here, at least to stay alive. And the time that we share makes it all worthwhile. Got this place on our own. Do you feel that we got something strong? And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise, that with you I feel alive. You'll be the last one I think about. We got time on our side, we're in a state of hope. Honey, you are my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise, that with you I feel alive. You'll be the last one I think about. When it all breaks down, I'll wait for you right here. And I swear that we got nothing to fear. It's a miracle that you and I are finally here. I saw you